What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another how-to Balatro video. Our first three videos, if this is the first thing that your algorithm has fed you, just to let you know that our first video was about the basic mechanics of Balatro. The second episode was just jokers, and the third episode was econ, how money, how finances work in Balatro, some tips that I often utilize. And now on this fourth episode, we're going to make a series of videos back to back to back that focus on the special cards. So I know that jokers are technically a form of special cards, but we're going to be focused on planet cards, standard card packs, which offer seals and whatever, and tarot cards. This particular episode will just be focusing on planet cards and blue seals. So what I've done here is I have done a little finagling to erratic deck so we could get 6 10s. We've also got 5 4s. This wouldn't have been a good 10-4 / walkie-talkie deck. But what I want to do is I want to be slowly playing as I explain, because it's going to help a lot. So we'll start with the first, and again, I apologize if this begins extremely slowly, but I do want to cover as much as I can. So this video can apply for both brand new players. Maybe have never played, maybe have only played 3 rounds in their life. And then we'll get to the more advanced tactics for anyone that's fucking around with gold stake right now. So this is our list of hands. We went through all this in the standard thing. But as you can see on the left side, there are levels to each card. Or sorry, each hand. Now, there is different levels of scaling. So for example, as you level up high card is really only gonna level, I think it's like 5 chips in 1 molt or something like that. It's a very slow scaler. Pair, 2 pair, 3 of a kind, those scale a bit better. Then straight is like one of the gold standards for scaling. If you can get a straight deck going and get lucky on the planet cards, you're going to be doing pretty well. And then these scale excellently. 4 of a kinds is one of the best scalers, probably only behind 5 of a kind and flush 5 as scaling hands in terms of your ability to scale plus benefit from the extra work going in. So there are 2 ways to get these leveled up. It's A, through a planet card. There's 3 ways. One is through a planet card. One is through skipping a blind that will give you 3 levels of whatever the one hand is that it has selected. And the last one is a joker. I'll show you the joker real quick. So let's go into here. This son of a gun Spaceman only has a 1 in 4 chance of proccing. And I do feel like without dice, it just, unless it's an early kind of, where are you, Spaceman? Dr. Spaceman. Okay, so it's called Space Joker. I call it Dr. Spaceman after 30 Rock. This has a 1 in 4 chance of a poker hand being upgraded anytime you play it. If you can combine this with, where's my dice? Where's my dice? Where's my dice? If you can combine it with Oops All Sixes, which is a reference to the highest die numbers, then you are now have a 1 in 2 chance of proccing it. 1 in 4, I truly only utilize this card if I have empty joker slots. It never replaces, if I've got 4 to 5 jokers that are cooking, I would never go out of my way to replace it with this unless I am desperate and have either no money and can't afford planet cards because I've made a series of bad choices financially. And there is no bankruptcy in Balatro, unfortunately. I will take that, or it'll be a filler for the first 2 or 3 antes. And the, let's see, seals. So you've got 4 seals in the game. You've got the double trigger, $3, tarot card, and blue seal. I don't know what the tournament players say about Balatro, but me personally, these two are tied as the best 2 seals in the game, and I tend to get more excited when I see a blue seal. What the blue seal does is it gives you the corresponding planet card for the hand that beat the round. I hope that's not too confusing, but if your last hand that you played was a full house that got you to the next ante or the next round, then you are given that planet card. I love blue seals. They originally were a random seal that just applied across the board, so you could have one in your hand and they would give you a planet card for a straight flush when you won with 2 pair. So it went, and they buffed it to make it to the last one played. So it went from the least viable seal to potentially the most viable seal. So let's go through a couple of hands, and we will try to, let's see, I'm just going to focus on 10s and 4s right now. We're going to go through a couple hands. We're going to open some planet packs, and then we're going to go over some strategy. Now, a lot of people tend to ask what someone like me who has some experience in Gold Stake, but nothing I'd write home about. I've never played this game professionally or competitively or tournamented it or whatever. But for me, tarot card packs will always override a planet pack for me when I am choosing what to purchase here in the shop, right? So we got a buffoon pack and a standard pack. I will buy this just to sell it because straight flush is not my thing. It's just too damn difficult unless you're building something towards, I don't know, if you've got jokers that make straight flushes work and you can hit it on the regular, go for it. If you can hit it on the regular, poof, you're in a great situation, if you know what I mean. So what we're doing now is we are looking for planet packs that only, so the idea that we talked about in the basic shop or in the basic video about you could potentially see 23 shops, these do not refresh on rerolls. So vouchers and packs do not refresh. You get to see them one time between each round. Whereas here, rerolls can actually include, as you can see, tarot cards. They can also include planet cards. And if you choose the voucher, they can include playing cards, which is like not as valuable. There are 2 vouchers in the game that allow you to see more planet cards. That is Planet Merchant, which allows you to see a ×2 chance to get it. And this planet card is 4 times the chance to see planet cards in the shop. There are multiple strategies for this. One is you've really got, if you are still building to your jokers and you still need to see a lot of jokers in the shop, Planet Tycoon may not be the voucher for you. Planet Merchant's fine. It doesn't really skew it enough where you're only seeing planet cards and not jokers. But this one will make it heavily prioritized towards planet cards. There's multiple reasons you'll want to do that. Again, your jokers are set and you want to see more planet and tarot cards than jokers. The other one is if you've got Campfire, the joker which goes up for every card that is sold in a particular grouped ante. If you combine Planet Tycoon and the money voucher, you're now getting planet cards for $1, and you can constantly buy and then sell them to buff Campfire. That is a really good part of it. The other 2 things I will show you, Telescope. This is a voucher where your most played hands, right, are become always seen when you purchase a planet card. As far as I know, this does not impact the one tarot card, which gives you 2 planet cards, which we'll talk about later. And then there's Observatory, which for every planet card you have in your hand, you get a 1.5 molt. This is most beneficial when you have the legendary Joker that gives you negative consumables, which is this guy. So Perkio, we'll call her Mrs. Perky. When Mrs. Perky is around and is creating a negative consumable, you can have 1 planet card in your hand, and every single round is creating a negative, and now you've got, towards the end of the game, you may have 10 or 20 negative versions of this planet card that's giving you 1.5 molt. That is a very specific niche and rare occasion. But if you ever get Mrs. Perky, when you also have, as a voucher, this guy, this is when you start seeing the scores that can't even be computed anymore, like the 1 point whatever E. So we're going to go ahead and keep playing a little bit. I do want to see a planet pack, so we can talk about it a little bit. And I also want to see a blind that shows you the option to level a hand 3 times. I have taken that many a times. It is especially helpful if when I am pivoting from, I should have really buffed my 10s and 4s, but that's okay. When you are at a point where you are pivoting from full house to 4 of a kind, for example, and you can get that 3 levels to get you kickstarted, that's really big. But the other thing that I want to be sure to mention is that if you're taking Telescope, you need to make sure that you are either playing your primary hand since the beginning, see, consumable slot, we love it, or that you are close in the second one, right? So I've been playing full houses here for a while. After seeing a couple of Arcana packs, I may be able to make enough copies of 10s or 4s to pivot to 4 or 5 of a kind. So you just need to make sure, if you are at a point, if you're at ante 6 and you have 20 played full houses, but you plan on pivoting to 4 of a kind, do not buy the Telescope voucher, because your full houses are so high that 4 of a kind will never really catch up unless you go deep into endless. And you're just not getting enough utility out of that $10 spent, or 7 or whatever if you have the voucher for when money is on sale. So it's just going to require you to utilize common sense to figure out if you want the Telescope voucher. If there's only a 5-hand discrepancy between it, that's fine, because you can fix that in 2 rounds. You can play 4 or 5 of that hand, and now Telescope is once again useful for you. So whenever you're grabbing the Telescope voucher, just make sure that you are really looking at your run info and making sure that you're making the right decision. We're going to open a spectral pack here, and we're going to see what we've got. I am just going to spend... No, you know what? We're gonna go hard on 10s, so we're actually going to drop a red seal. I want to keep my $10. We really don't have any jokers that are helping us yet, but we can pick up a 2-pair one for now, and we can ride that for a little bit, and maybe I'll pick this up too. Now we're down to $3. I'm not even paying attention to this one. This one is just a placeholder for now, and the free rerolls are doing us well. So we don't have any blinds here, but we'll keep going until we see a planet pack. Hopefully one day we will see a planet pack. We'll be bouncing our kids on our knees, telling them about when we finally saw one. Okay. Show me a planet pack. There it is. So there are 2 types of celestial packs. There's a regular, which gives you the option of 3. There's 3 types. Regular, which gives you the option of 1 planet card. A jumbo, which gives you a selection of 1 in a bigger pool, up to 5. And then a Mega Celestial Pack, which gives you 2 planet cards out of 5. Those are the best. Those are awesome, and they're only $2 more than what this is. So we're going to open this. As you can see, it gives us 5 different planet cards. Each planet card is going to correspond to one single hand. So 4 of a kind is Mars, Neptune is straight flush, Jupiter is flush, Pluto is high card, Uranus is 2 pair. I also know that Venus is 3 of a kind. I'm trying to think what else is out there. And then there's like the hidden ones, like Eris, ERES goes to flush 5. Planet X goes to 5 of a kind. Let's see if I actually can show you what they are. That would be more helpful than doing that. Where are my planet cards? There they are. Perfect. Okay. So these are all of our planet cards. These are all 12. So we've got high card, pair, 2 pair, Uranus, 3 of a kind, Venus, full house is Earth. Then we shoot up to 4 of a kind with Mars. Saturn is a straight, Jupiter is a flush, Eris is flush 5, Ceres is a flush house, Planet X is here, and there is one other planet card that can appear in any spectral deck, and that is the black hole. The black hole levels all poker hands by 1. Out of all of the years I've been playing Balatro, I've probably seen a black hole under 50 times. Which, okay, it appears every once in a while. It's like a soul card, though. You're not going to count on it, but when you see it, you're like, ah, dog. So, we're here going to go ahead, because we have now 10 sevens and only 4 5s, I am not comfortable enough jumping to 4 of a kind yet, but I don't have a full house planet card here. So I'm going to go ahead and be proactive and pick up a 4 of a kind for the future. We'll get a reroll. Unfortunately, we have not seen a standalone planet card, but we're going to go ahead and skip this and only 1 hand type. That's okay. We're aiming for a full house here. So we've got a full house. We've got aces over 10s. So we'll go ahead and play that. Fingers crossed this gets us through this. Yep. And let's see if we can see another planet pack or catch a planet card in the shop. So there's our 2 planet cards that we now see in the shop. It is $3 for each planet card, regardless of what planet card it is. There is no extra cost for better planet cards, essentially, right? It's not based off of how well the scaling does. So if you look at a card, this is going to give you, for the next level, it's going to give you an extra 2 mult and 15 chips every time you play flush. This one is going to give you 2 mult and 25 chips. So as you can see, full houses tend to be a little more difficult to play than Jupiter. So this is what it's going to give you. The other thing I'll tell you is you see this little gray dot right here on the planet card. That shows you what your top played hand is. So as you can see, we have 4 full houses played. Oh, that's our top played hand. And we're going to go ahead and level it. Now we've got a celestial pack down here. We will pull this. Not much to offer in terms of what we're playing. We're really going for full houses right now until we can get to 4 of a kind. But again, we're going to be proactive, and we're also thinking for the future. This we were not able to afford, but this is that first voucher that I described that increases the rarity of planet cards seen in the shop. We're going to re-roll. Oh, baby, we now have an Econ Joker. I don't have enough to get us to interest yet, but I will as soon as I get rid of this. Nice. Now we're going to make a little bit of interest, and we're going to play 1 more hand. Now, actually, I was hoping to put a blue seal on something, and I hope that I did not. Let's go 1 more time, and then let's see what we're looking at, because blue seals are the last thing I want to talk about. And then at that point, I'll just kind of stop playing, and we can go into the actual Four of a kind. Here we go. It has come to fruition. Okay. Now, the last thing that we can talk about are blue seals. I am going to... Oh, man, you go so well with this. Thank you. We're gonna empty out our money right now to try to see a blue seal. Nope, but we got a purple seal or a foil 4. Since we're focusing on 10s, I'm going to just take the... oh, man. Wow. Please hold. I'm going to pick this up for a little bit and run it as a econ joker as well. So we're just going to kind of be throwing shit against the wall here just to make the money from this. One moment, please. Because I know I'm bound to see my 10s, right? There we go. Oof. Very not used. That's a shame. Let's see if we can pull one more 10 before we go. We pulled it, and we send it. So now we're going to get a little more money from the gratification. Bam. So I really am aiming to see a blue seal here before we cut out. Wow, okay. This hand is actually set. So I'm going to go into collection, and I'm going to describe the last point of strategy. Blue seals are amazing because they give you consistent planet cards that you can pull as often as you can pull the card. What that means is, if you have a blue seal in your deck and you are confident, like I am right now, that a 4 of a kind is going to win. So let's go ahead and let's go to the next round, right? And we're looking at, I think I might get rid of you now so I can enjoy some tarot cards. Ugh, lovers. Okay, so here we are. Now at this point, we would be very confident that this 4 of a kind is going to clear this. So what you would have done is, with any remaining discards, you want to continue to discard as often as you can to try to pull that blue seal. Some people like keeping their discards because there is a skippable blind at some point that rewards you for discards remaining. That, in my opinion, never has had as much utility as pulling your blue seals. So let's pretend like this 9 is a blue sealed 9. I'm happy as a pig in shit right now because I know this is going to clear it, and I would have gotten a Mars card if this was a blue seal, right? Boom, cleared it. We knew 3 times the amount. We had no doubt. And at that point, what you're doing is you're allowing the other packs to now take precedence over planet cards. Once you have a certain amount of blue seals in your hand, then the Arcana packs really become your number one priority, right? As you are... Another great joker, by the way. The Arcana packs can become your priority, and you don't really need to pick up planet packs unless you have disposable income. If you're struggling like I am right now, having a couple of blue seals in your deck allows the planet leveling to kind of take care of itself. If you can get 2 to 3 blue seals in your deck, you have a chance to pull 1 or 2 each time. Just be cognizant about the limit of this number up here. If you only have 2 consumable slots, you only need 2 blue seals in your deck, or in your hand. You should always have as many blue sealed cards as you can. Any chance you get to make a blue seal, hit it. The only time that I prioritize any other kind of seal is if I can get a red seal on a glass card. Other than that, blue seals are, for me, again, I need some kind of disclaimer, like, you should visit a physician before planning to play Balatro. All advice here is not medical advice, and if you have an erection lasting more than 4 hours, then you must have great jokers. With that being said, my opinion, blue seals rock. So, my last thing that I'll tell you about planet cards is that your need for it is going to be very dependent on how your run is shaping up. So right now, I've got 4 of a kind and full house at level 3 at ante 4. That's pretty good pacing. As I get more income, and as I get more blue seals, that will continue to scale a bit faster. Now, if these were both sitting at level 1, or if I had a level 1 full house and a level 2 4 of a kind, now I've kind of got to say, okay, I've got to start picking up some planet packs or celestial packs. I have to get my levels kind of better scaling as the score is scaling with the antes. But it's really going to be something that I cannot communicate this hard enough. You just got to play hands. You just have to see where and when you fail, where and when you succeed, and that will tell you everything you need to know about to play planet cards. If I had to rank the pack priority, Arcana is at the top for me always, unless I have no jokers and then buffoon packs, right? But if we're talking about long term over all 8 antes and endless, it ends up equaling out to Arcana packs being my most important, Standard being second, because you can pull blue seals from there and you can pull your whatever cards you're focused on, you can pull the buff versions of those. And then I would say planet cards. If you have not been able to assign your deck to a strategy, right here we're playing 10s. We're playing 10s. We'll hope to get a 10-4 at some point. And additionally, we're going to try to make as many copies of those. Then we know we are only focusing on full house and 4 of a kind. If you're an ante 1 or 2 and you don't know what direction your hands are going down, I would hold off on the planet cards until just a little bit later when you can really focus and make sure you're getting top utility for the money you spend in this game. This was a half an hour on planet cards. I hope it was helpful for everyone. I do have a complex about getting too complex, so I really try to make it as applicable as I can for both new players as well as some grizzled young vets. Next episode, which will be tomorrow, we will be focusing on tarot cards and tarot cards alone, and then we're going to hit spectral cards. So the run times of these videos will fluctuate a bit, but just I couldn't believe that these tutorial videos became my highest watched on YouTube in a couple of days. So clearly it's helping in some way, I hope. And just please, leave me comments. Let me know if something is or isn't working, or if I just missed something. It's super helpful for the rest of the community, right? Like, that's the one beautiful thing about Balatro compared to the mass market games or the competitive online games, where there tends to be a little bit of either tribalism or gatekeeping for advantages. Balatro is an open-ended, community-based game where we want everybody to be as fucking awesome as possible. So if you have anything that you want to add, please just don't hesitate to put it under this video. It'll be super helpful. Thank you, everybody, for continuing to watch these videos. I'm really happy with the success they're having at the moment, and I'll see you tomorrow for tarot cards. Take care of yourselves.